Good evening from Mike Ingham on this vital World Cup night for England and Ron Greenwood in Switzerland. From the St Jakob Stadium in Basle, we bring you live commentary from the Group 4 match that means so much to England. They dare not lose this one if they're to qualify for next year's finals in Spain. England have already beaten Switzerland 2-1 at Wembley, but more recently have gone 5 games without a win and 4 without a goal. Now they must get it right tonight, or else. Tonight, just about the most important match so far for England under Ron Greenwood, the first of 2 away games in a week that will surely decide if they're to be one of 24 countries in Spain next June. Switzerland in Basle tonight, and then Hungary in Budapest next Saturday. At this moment, England top Group 4, but only on goal difference from Hungary, who have a game in hand. They've dropped 3 points to the Romanians, so clearly no leeway for any more slip-ups. And slip-ups, I'm afraid, there have been already.
It's another free kick to Switzerland in a game of bits and pieces so far. Zap out. Sosa. Oh, and a good-looking ball to find Scheiweiler, and he hits it, and it's there! Switzerland have scored. Helvi Scheiweiler. And as you can imagine, the stadium here in Basle has gone absolutely wild with delight. With 28 minutes gone, Switzerland have taken the lead against England here. A beautiful ball touched forward by Sosa, and Scheiweiler was there, the man who once played for Zurich against Liverpool in the European Cup a couple of years ago. So Ray Clements will remember Scheiweiler. He will prefer not to remember him tonight because he took it forward and he hit it so sweetly. And England now are in trouble here. Switzerland 1, England 0.
Well, if that was bad, I'm afraid there was a lot worse to follow a few moments later when we had this incident.
Sosa, and Sosa's going on a run here, and Sosa's still there, and he shoots, and he's there, and Sosa has scored a second goal for Switzerland. Unbelievable scenes here. 29 minutes gone, and the big centre forward, Claudio Sosa, he brushed off 2 tackles, he looked as if he'd lost the ball, and then he put it wide of Ray Clements. Sosa was the hero here when he scored both goals against Hungary in the World Cup qualifying match, which Switzerland drew 2-all. Is an even bigger hero now because he's put Switzerland even further away. It's Switzerland 2, England 0, and we've only had half an hour, and it's all red and white. It's all Switzerland.
So a disastrous start for England. Well, during half-time in Basle, there'll be a chance to look back at this afternoon's Group 3 match at Wrexham, a goalless draw between Wales and Russia, the day's cricket scoreboard as well. But still a fair amount of first-half football to be played in Basle, so let's get straight over there. Your commentary team for Switzerland against England, Alan Parry, Denis Law, Bryon Butler, and first of all, the man who described those goals, Peter Jones.
Welcome to Basle, and England take a free kick, and it drops inside the Switzerland penalty area, but they clear once more, and with 34 minutes gone, it's still Switzerland 2, England 0, and another Swiss player goes crashing to the ground, this time Egli, and I may tell you that quite apart from England being in desperate trouble here, it's been a highly competitive game, to put it mildly. There's been a fair amount of kicking that's gone on, and I must also report that in the last 5 minutes, since Switzerland scored their second goal, we've got signs of ugliness away to our left where masses of England supporters have been standing. Let's say up until kick-off time there was a lot of jubilation going on, but it seemed to us it was reasonably friendly. 1 or 2 little scuffles, but no more. Then we had the whistling through the national anthem of Switzerland, which I don't think pleased anybody here, least of all us. And now it looks as if we may have trouble from the supporters. Let's hope not, because England have got surely enough to suffer from with the scoreline at the moment without trouble from their supporters. Anyway, it's 2-0 to Switzerland, and it's Switzerland in possession, inside their own half. Good skills here by Butler on the captain. Butler on is brought down by Robson. Whistles all round the ground, and it's rather ugly here at the moment. And I see the supporters away to our left. I see at the moment a bottle being thrown down onto the pitch. The police are there, not in very great numbers, but they've moved a space in that massed phalanx of England supporters. 35 minutes gone, and at the moment it's very, very sad in every sense of the word for England and their World Cup hopes. They're 2-0 down here, and their supporters don't like it, and they're showing it in the worst possible manner. 10 minutes to half-time. I'll bring in Denis Law in just a moment, with England in possession, just inside the Swiss half. Wilkins tries to play the ball forward. Good skills being shown by Weiler, who scored that first goal. And Switzerland in red shirts and white shorts are going forward again. Good tackle by Watson, but he's lost it this time. And Switzerland are just outside the England penalty area. Ball played wide inside the area. Sosa's looking for it. Unfortunately for England, they were able to pick the ball up because they looked danger again. As you can imagine, Switzerland, who must have been the underdogs tonight, despite the qualities that England have lacked in the last couple of months. Switzerland are now playing as if they're all 8 feet tall. And there's a good running there by Trevor Francis down the left, and he's won the corner for England. 36 minutes gone. We'll keep one eye on the pitch and one eye on the England supporters to our left. And we wait for the England corner, which again Steve Coppell will take. 2 or 3 yards, takes it with his right foot inside the Swiss area. And Burgener selects it well, playing his 44th game for Switzerland tonight, played so well in the first match against Switzerland at Wembley. Hasn't had to do all that much tonight, but did save spectacularly once when Keegan seemed to have stabbed the ball home. Well, Denis Law, 37 minutes gone, and I can't imagine a worse scene for England, although I will remember what you said before the game started, that while we think England were obviously looking for a draw and hoping for a win, I think your last words before were, let's remember that England could lose.
Yes, I think so, Peter. And I always think in any grade of football, it's always difficult to come away and win when you need to win. You can always come away and get a result, and that mean a draw. But to come away from home and actually expect to get 2 points, very difficult. And it was no surprise when Weiler opened his score. I suppose it was a little bit of a surprise, Peter, because up until then I thought England had done reasonably well, and I thought that there was chances by Trevor Francis and Coppell taking on Ludi and Herman, because they looked very suspect at the back, and I found that for that 20-odd minutes England had done reasonably well, but then to lose 2 goals a minute, it'll be very, very difficult now.
It's deep inside the Swiss half, and it's played high inside the Swiss penalty area. It's headed back in the end by Mariner, heading it the wrong way, but Sansom comes in to pick it up for England, and then a long ball from Sansom, and not really a very accurate ball at all, and Herman surely won't have too much trouble, and he's won the throw which he was looking for off Mariner. It's almost on the corner flag. Switzerland 2, England 0, and I see no more signs of ugliness away to our left, although you may have heard the public address system a moment ago, and how sad it is to hear that. Will you please stop throwing bottles on the pitch? Wilkins for England then, 2-0 down. They've got to fight here, but they can't fight that way, and here comes Butler, the Swiss captain, and he's good, and he lays a good ball wide, and Osman read it superbly there for England. Did well, Osman. Plays it to his Ipswich colleague, Mills. Mills reverses the ball out. Watson on the halfway line, and then just plays a short ball into the path of Kenny Sansom of Arsenal. And if the England team need anything now from their supporters, they need surely cheers. They don't need bottles being thrown on the pitch. Ken Francis trying to go forward. Ludi did well, played it into touch. We've got 11 minutes, 6 minutes, I beg your pardon, 6 minutes to half-time. Switzerland 2, England 0. England with Wilkins, plays it forward, and again another foul, and it's an England free kick. It's almost on the edge of the Swiss penalty area. A tackle on Robson on Francis, I should say, by Ludi. Now then, what can Wilkins do here? It's not more than a yard outside the Swiss penalty area, and Wilkins plays it wide. The ball is cleared, drops to Barberis, who plays it back a little casually, but fortunately for him, Elsner, the number 11, had come back, and I can't think that not in their wildest dreams, the most ardent Swiss supporter could think that with 5 minutes to go in the first half, Switzerland would lead England by 2-0. They had great announcements before the game, welcoming the England supporters and the England team, and the phrase that was used was, England, one of the great traditional sides in the world, but at the moment they're in desperate trouble, 2-0 down. Here comes Switzerland again. Botteron going down the right for Switzerland, being challenged by Osman. Botteron tight to the corner flag, and in the end he can't get the corner he was looking for. And it's a goal kick to England, and it goes without saying that England desperately would need a goal at any time, but if they could just get one back before half-time, that might just lift their heads a little bit. The clearance from Sansom. Finds Robson. Robson is brought down. Free kick to England. 3 or 4 yards inside the Swiss half. And I see no more bottles. And I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 policemen. Let's hope no more are required. England 2-0 down in this World Cup qualifying match. Osman gets a short free kick from Sansom, back to Sansom, and a good run by Sansom, feints the cross, then goes down the line, and then tries to get the cross in, and can't, but he gets the ball back, and in the end all he can do is play it back to Osman. A long cross from Osman, a flick forward by Francis. Keegan goes up to challenge, ball is cleared, then finally Watson goes in rather clumsily, and Switzerland pick it up again. Barberis moves just inside the England half. He still holds it, he slows it down in fact. Stockings round his ankles right from the start, Barberis. And they're playing it at walking pace now, Switzerland, with enormous confidence. Botteron, Sulzer, back to Botteron. Botteron comes away from the tackle, slips it to Sulzer. Lovely play here by Switzerland. And then it all breaks down, a too casual ball, and Wilkins breaks up that little Swiss tea party. And England will try again on the halfway line. Again, a foul. Francis has had a fair whack taken a fair number of whacks in the last 10 minutes. He must expect that. Keegan, Wilkins, long ball to Wilkins, and run though he will, Koppel. He's never going to get that. It was not a very good ball from the England captain. We've got 3 minutes to half-time, and they are quite incredible scenes here. Something like 40,000 people capacity, and it's the red and white flags of Switzerland that are waving now away to our right. And supporters even on the hoarding of the railway station high up above the bank on the far side, all singing Swiss songs. And England have got to fight and produce something even better than best, I suppose. It's another free kick to England, trailing 2-0. Mick Mills, one of a number of players of course who didn't join the England party because of his club's commitments along with Liverpool. Let's see what he can do with a free kick. It's a long free kick inside the area, punched away by Burgener, only drops to Wilkins. Well, the idea was right from Wilkins. I think he thought that Burgener was still off his line. Not only had Burgener got back on his line, but Zappa, the big number 5, had gone back as well. And I see far side away to our left, more fighting breaking out. And I can see punches being thrown. And I see the police looking rather anxiously. And suddenly what's happening on the terraces seems more important than on the pitch. And it's sick and it's ugly, and really one doesn't want to see it, particularly when you're guests in another country. We've got now 2 minutes to half-time, so I'll ask Alan Parry perhaps to keep an eye on things that are going on off the pitch as we concentrate on what's going on it. But surely, if England are to go out here, then their supporters are not going to make it even worse. It's a throw kick, throw in to England. Koppel, Mariner, Keegan just touches the ball to his left. Osman's gone up in support, and he cuts the ball back to the right, looks for Mariner, and there's plenty of time. And in the end, they get themselves in trouble. Burgener had come off his line, the goalkeeper, and the defender took it away from him. I think it was Scheival, yes it was, who took it away from him. But in any case, there was a free kick as Robson came in too strong. So it's a free kick to Switzerland in the last minute of this first half. Goals by Scheiweiler after 27 minutes, and then almost incredibly 3 minutes later, Sulzer with a strong run, but frankly where oh where were the tackles. Long kick from the Swiss goalkeeper, headed back well by Watson. Francis gets away this time from Ludi, his marker, and then checks his stride, plays it wide to Mills just below us. We're high up over the halfway line. Mills, long ball forward. Keegan has to control it. He's got Koppel to help him out. He finds Koppel very, very tight to the touchline. Koppel holds, then he fakes away from the man, plays the ball across. Problems though for Switzerland, and then they pick the ball up again, and there goes the whistle for half-time.
Well, there appears to be peace at the moment, but I must say that was an hour or so when one felt ashamed to be English. A rather tatty first half performance by the team, and a disgraceful performance by the rabble on the terraces. But it seems to have calmed down now, and England start this second half 2 goals down, and with their World Cup hopes really hanging on the thinnest of threads. And they started having made one substitution during the half-time interval. And the man who's gone off is Trevor Francis. It may be injury, it may be a tactical substitution, we can't be sure. On in his place is Liverpool's Terry McDermott. So one substitution by Ron Greenwood as Watson stabs the ball to the edge of the Swiss penalty area, and it bounces 3 times before finally Zappa gets it clear. Barberis just lays it off to this near side of the field, and Watson, for the umpteenth time it seems today, just tackles one of the Swiss players as he was showing rather greater pace than the England centre-half. And the referee, the East German referee, Adolf Prokop, gives the free kick to Switzerland, who are in this dream situation of leading by 2-0 in a group in which they were bottom at the start of play and quite possibly will remain there right through the group. Perhaps today's result might be the springboard for greater things. They'd only taken 1 point from 3 matches before today. That was a draw 2-2 here against Hungary, and that really is the measure of how disappointing England's performance has been so far. 2-0 to Switzerland as Clemens kicks downfield for England. Mariner heads it on to the midway point of the Swiss half. It is picked up again by Swiss defenders. And I must say, in fairness to the England players, the East German referee has not exactly been overkind to England with some of the challenges. That looked, again, another one to me. And as I speak, in fact, an England fan appears to have come onto the field. I was about to try and defend the players. The fans are indefensible, or at least some of them. We say a minority, but it appears to me to be a rather large minority who have been causing problems today. And policemen converge from both sides of the pitch, and this silly young man may well see no more of this match, and his absence from the stadium will be no loss to anybody. The police finally track him down. He won't go quietly, and that cheer, one of the biggest of the day, was for the success of the police over the so-called England supporter. And I must say, it's nights like these which turn decent people like the Swiss into people who don't really have a great deal of affection for the English. They treat us all with the same brush. That's not all that surprising. And I must say, I've got a lot of sympathy for the way they're feeling at the moment. Great cheer as the police remove that fan. Let's get back to the football. 2-0 to Switzerland on the attack. Watson intercepts inside the centre circle, but then loses play. And it's played forward quickly by Rayleigh, midway inside the England half. Good interception, though, by Russell Osman, one of the better England players so far. Belts the clearance into the Swiss half, but they're back on the attack again. And Botterano's got in behind Osman. Oh, and then in the end pulls a dreadful ball when Elsener and the tall centre-forward Sulzer were well positioned inside the England penalty area. Botteron, who'd beaten Osman, who I was just saying has been one of England's better players today. He got him behind him and beat him with ease. But in the end, the final ball was very disappointing indeed as far as Botteron was concerned. But the Swiss captain, 51st international today, even though he's only in his mid-20s, has been one of the great influences behind their performance so far. They lead 2-0, and let's be honest, they really deserve to lead. They have shown the greater flashes of individual brilliance. They're a strange mixture. They make a lot of awful mistakes at times, but they have got some very good players. With Sansom in possession, finding Wilkins midway inside his own half, and the Manchester United man has plenty of room in which to move forward before finding Keegan. A little layoff by the England captain. And now it's Koppel midway inside the Swiss half. Back to Wilkins. Now Mariner. Jersey outside his shorts. Finds Koppel outside right position. Koppel will take on the tall defender Herman. Gets round him. Gets round the second challenge too. Gets a good cross in. But Aigli is there to head the ball away and just saves the corner too. It went out of play. Just the wrong side as far as England were concerned of the corner flag. So that's a throw in. 4 minutes gone in this second half. Switzerland 2, England 0. England from the throw with McDermott. Pulls a good ball back to Mills, edge of the penalty area. Mills into Keegan, who holds off the first challenge, but then goes down from the second. And Switzerland are back in possession. A lovely cheeky skills being shown by Botteron. Going forward, not Botteron, by Elsener rather, in the outside left position. And in the end, England win it back. And the referee has whistled for an offence, presumably offside, against Paul Mariner. And that's a free kick to Switzerland. England, remember, have gone 5 international games without a win and 4 without a goal. And that's really left them in the awful position they're in at the moment. And tonight they're 2-0 down as Elsner picks the ball up midway inside the English half for Switzerland. Short ball to Verli. Verli, a good one infield. Fine tackle coming in from Watson. The loose ball is won back by Parry. Plays it towards the heart of the English defence. McDermott is in there. He just prodded away from Sulta's challenge. And now McDermott has it himself. He moves forward. Those long angle runs that he does so well for Liverpool, and how England need them tonight. He places it back to Mills on the halfway line, and then via Mariner it's back with McDermott. Midway inside the Swiss half. Long right-footed cross into the centre. The ball may break for Wilkins. It won't, because Botteron is there to deny him. And then Barberis whacks it against the shins of Kenny Sansom. Out for a throw-in to Switzerland. Midway inside their own half. Remember, England teams down the years have had so much success against the Swiss, winning 9 of their previous 13 internationals, including their last 5 visits to Switzerland itself. So really everything suggests that this should be at least a day when England get a point. But at the moment they're 2-0 down. And Keegan is quite blatantly held by Ludi midway inside the Swiss half. So England do get a free kick, and another missile is thrown onto the pitch, and yet another comes on, and a policeman has to remove it. The trouble still sporadically breaking out on the terraces, and the trouble still very much with us on the field, where England are 2-0 down. Wilkins with the free kick. Halfway inside the Swiss half, chips it forward, not a good kick. Zappa heads it clear, and the crowd in the mood to cheer anything that Switzerland do well, and they're doing quite a lot well. Wilkins, halfway line for England though. Places it on the edge of the Swiss penalty area, and Elsener, very experienced player who used to be with Eintracht Frankfurt in West Germany, makes a mistake that an inexperienced youngster might have made under no pressure, heads over his own goal line for a rather unnecessary corner. But a corner to England, 7 minutes gone in this second half. Wilkins will take it. Right-footed, curls it in towards the edge of the penalty area, and the goalkeeper gets up and makes a very good save. Under pressure too from Russell Osman. Bergener has been very consistent and very sharp today. Made one particularly good save diving at the feet of Keegan in the first half, and really has done nothing to suggest that he's going to throw one in tonight, and that might be what England are hoping for, because they haven't really created very much themselves. They'll be looking for a mistake, I think. They've made a mistake themselves. Barberis has the ball midway inside their own half, but gives it away. Now McDermott for England. Back to Mickey Mills. Mills a long ball forward, and the charge in the back of Wilkins by the number 2 Herman, giving a free kick to England. Taken quickly across the halfway line. 8 minutes gone in the second half here in Basle. It's Switzerland 2, England 0. World Cup qualifying match. But Keegan, who's had a very, very disappointing match so far, heads the ball out of play midway inside the Swiss half. So throw in to Switzerland, who individually have had the better players on the night. England may be looking more as a team, but it's not counting for much at the moment. Sansom for England. Down the line to Keegan. And again, the tall figure of Ludi comes in to Keegan. Keegan still challenging, still hoping to win it back. And you can never criticise Keegan for lack of effort. He kept fighting away at the ankles of Ludi then. I thought he kept fighting away quite legitimately. But the referee, who I must say has, well, just to repeat what I said before, done no favours to England, gives a free kick against England. But it's not a very well taken one, and England are back in possession. Wilkins chips it to the edge of the penalty area. Good ball to Mariner, and he's robbed with ease by Herbert Herman. His brother is also an international player, was sent off playing in the last international against Hungary. That's why he's not available tonight. The ball with goalkeeper Bergener. England still 2-0 down on this warm and sultry evening here in Basle. A capacity crowd of over 40,000. As Bergener kicks the ball downfield. A great roar from the crowd then. My Swiss not quite good enough to translate the announcement as Koppel goes forward for England, and a good ball to Terry McDermott, who shoots, and that's 2-1. And McDermott has pulled a vital goal back for England. And now at last the fans on the terraces can cheer and support their team without it spilling over into unnecessary violence and stupidity. Just as I suspect the PA was announcing that the fans should still stay quiet, England gave them something to get noisy about, but in the finest possible way. But even so, one idiot still has to run on the field and celebrate. But a lovely ball to McDermott, inside right position, just inside the Swiss penalty area, and his finishing was perfect. His right foot shot nestling in the corner of the net, England's first goal, their first goal for 5 internationals, or just over 4.5 to be precise, and it's brought them back into this game. Switzerland 2, England 1. Denis Law.
Yes, and certainly, Alan, a goal that England desperately needed. It was good play by Koppel. He robbed the Switzerland defender Egley, and it was a lovely through ball for McDermott. McDermott, of course, brought on for Trevor Francis. I feel that Francis would have been injured, but it was a goal that they needed. They certainly didn't look like getting him in the first half. Now, with that goal by Terry, I'll give him a great deal of confidence to try and get something better.
2-1, and now we'll see what the Swiss side are made of. They have that unexpected boost of 2 goals in a couple of minutes, and they really look 10 feet tall after that. But now they've lost the goal, so let's see just how good they are as Burley attacks down the English left, and a very good cross in, and Clements had it read, and had it well covered too. Forward to Mills. Now McDermott. What a dream substitution for him. Came on, and within 10 minutes of coming onto the field, brought England back to life with that goal. 2-1 to Switzerland. McDermott, England scorer, and 2 magnificent first half goals by the Swiss, by Scheiweiler and by Sulzer. The ball is deep inside the Swiss half at the moment, and Ludi is again being challenged by Keegan and does well to get the ball clear. Switzerland in possession midway inside their own half, and the throw-in is won off the shins of Robson. The Swiss player is down injured, so an opportunity for me to bring in Denis Law. Denis, a goal, well, it was a well-forged goal. I still think Switzerland are deserving of their lead, but I should think that will make a lot of difference to the kind of game we're going to see now.
Well, certainly, and England realised the importance of getting a result here, and that would be a point or certainly 2. But when they were in at half-time 2-0 down, they didn't look like getting it, and then we saw that McDermott had been made one of the substitutes. Well, we realised the importance of McDermott's running and shooting and goals, and of course after 9 minutes he's made that. I felt that 2 substitutions might be introduced at half-time. I felt that if you're keeping Paul Martin on the field, bring McDermott on, but certainly bring Peter Barnes on if you're going to try and get goals.
Well, Burley, the injured player, is on his feet. The game is underway, and Koppel finds Keegan, but finds him in an offside position. The referee in no doubt, no hesitation, and the linesman's red flag was raised on the far side. The England captain winning his 56th cap tonight, and it's his 25th time as captain. Brings the ball back for the Swiss to take the free kick, and I'm sure it will go back to Bergener, the Swiss goalkeeper. Indeed it has, and he rolls it to the edge of his penalty area. So Switzerland 2, England 1 in this World Cup qualifying match on a very warm evening in Basle. The goalkeeper's kick downfield is met on the halfway line by Osman. Plays it forward. Keegan is brought down. 15 yards inside Swiss territory. The England fans, being peaceful at last, now cheer and give their team the kind of support that the players really want. And a free kick to England, 15 yards inside the Swiss half. We'll see the game get underway again. Watson, right-footed, takes it. Keegan, a lovely little flick headed to Wilkins inside the box. Wilkins' tackle goes down. Never any question that Barberis' tackle was a fair one, and Barberis comes away with the ball at his feet. Wilkins has picked himself up now. Sulzer for Switzerland midway inside his own half. And I must say the Swiss, I'd be interested to hear what Denis says, seem to me to be tiring a little, Denis.
Yes, I think they are, and I think that maybe they've sat back on that 2-goal lead at half-time, because in the second half they certainly haven't played anything like they did in the first half, and possibly they are tiring. Yes, it looks very like it.
So the superior fitness, perhaps, of the England players may be crucial in this final just over half an hour that remains in this game. Switzerland 2, England 1. McDermott's goal 11 minutes into the second half, bringing fresh hope back to England. Watson has the ball just inside the Swiss half. Square ball to Mills, inside right position. Accelerating forward. He tries to find and does find McDermott edge of the box, but McDermott used his arm to hold off the defender's challenge. So that's the free kick to the Swiss. And the game being played at a noticeably slower pace, certainly by Switzerland anyway, to that of the first half. Not surprising, it really is a very warm evening. Bergener has the ball inside his own penalty area. He's being, well, I can say obstructed, but he's being quite legally impeded, is that the phrase, by Koppel. And he took about 33 steps, never mind 3, but in the end the referee has said that it was Koppel who was wrong for impeding the goalkeeper illegally, and that's a free kick again to Switzerland. And Had about 60 seconds of football in which there hasn't been any. You see what I mean? Bergener kicking downfield, right-footed. High one. Headed away by Sansom. Back into the Swiss half. And a mistake gives Keegan possession. Outside left position. Down the line to Sansom. Sansom. Oh, good tackle from the number 3, Ludi. And that's a throw in to England. Quickly taken by Sansom. Keegan a little flick. Back header into the middle. And in the end, the referee gave a free kick, I think, because Keegan, or possibly Koppel, came in and kicked a little bit too high. I think that was dangerous kicking, Dennis.
Yes, certainly since Keegan has moved forward, the Switzerland defence seem to be at 6 and 7. And of course, this is where Keegan's at his most dangerous. The opposition, if you say to the opposition, where do you want Keegan? They say, well, we want him in the middle of the park or in his own half. We don't want him in our penalty area. Now, every time he goes in there is a sense of danger.
That's a very good point indeed, and it has made a significant difference to England in this second half. But a mistake is made by Koppel midway inside his own half that gives Sulzer possession, and he's really running at the England defence. Plays the ball a little bit too strongly, I think. Elstner manages to keep it in play. Barberis is in the middle. Not a bad cross either. And Robson has to get back to head it clear, and it just creeps over the line for a corner. Applause from the crowd for Elstner more than anybody, I think, who retrieved what was nearly a lost cause. Sulzer overhit the ball to him, but it was an awful mistake by Steve Koppel that gave Switzerland possession. So the noise from the Swiss fans again as they have a corner. 17 minutes into the second half, Switzerland leading by 2 goals to 1, and Rudi Elstner comes across to take it on this near side of the field. Packed England penalty area, 2 Swiss players almost standing on the goal line. Corner comes in, a bad one, flat and low to the near post, and is easily cleared by Robson, and that's throw in to Switzerland. Taken rather suspiciously, looked like a foul throw to me, but in the end it doesn't matter because, pardon me, the throw has gone England's way anyway, and Sansom just throws it back to Ray Clements, back in the side after Joe Corrigan did so well in 2 England internationals, though they won neither of them. No blame could be attached to Joe Corrigan, beaten only once by a penalty. England on the halfway line with Osman, a long ball forward, taken down well by Robson midway inside the Swiss half, lays it off short to Wilkins. Wilkins finding Mariner, who tries to turn away from the defender and then lays a good ball back into the path of Wilkins, but it's cleared again by the Swiss defence, but a tired looking clearance, and Robson trying to win it back, only deflected off the top of his head, and Switzerland again always look to have possibilities when they attack. Oh, and lovely play by Botteron going forward midway inside the half. A good ball due to Elstner, who shoots just wide. But I must say, whenever either Sulzer or Botteron attack the England defence, they look very dangerous indeed. That shot, in fact, I was wrong there. The shot in the end was from Sulzer. But when either of these players, Dennis, Botteron or Sulzer, goes at the England defenders, England look in trouble.
Well, they have the confidence and the ability and skill to go at the England defence or at people, and they do. And we said before the game, the 2 danger men for England would be Sulzer and Botteron, and that's exactly when they do. When things were looking a little bit better for England in the last 5 minutes, that ball by Botteron to Sulzer certainly could have been a 3rd goal for Switzerland.
So Dave Watson comes off, Peter Barnes goes on, and we'll just see who's... just thinking some other Swiss was going to come off, but no, the 2 Swiss substitutes are still got their tracksuit tops on. And Dave Watson, I must say, from where we sit, looks rather a sad man. Watson comes off. And Watson from Southampton just shakes hands with Peter Barnes from West Bromwich Albion. Well, I know exactly what you think, Dennis, of Peter Barnes' qualities. I'll just pick up this England free kick first and ask you what you think of that substitution. As Robson, his stockings now around his ankles on a warm night here. Plays it wide. Koppel will hold 5 yards from the far touchline, halfway inside the Swiss half. Cuts the ball square. Robson waits for it, then reverses it to Mills. Mills lays the ball forward. It was a bad ball. It was never going to be on for Kenny Sansom. Well, Dennis, we've got now 10 minutes to go, a little less than 10 minutes to go. Peter Barnes as a substitute.
Well, Peter, really, I think when you're 2-1 down and you're going to try and get such an important result as even a draw to get a point from this game, I think putting a substitute on like Peter Barnes 10 minutes from the end really isn't enough time, is it? you've got to have at least 25 minutes if you're going to do anything. And I think there's a slight bit of desperation there with Ron Greenwood taking the central defender, David Watson, off and putting Peter Barnes on so late in the game. It might work, but to me, it's far too late.
Let's see if he can. Peter Barnes in possession for the first time. He's gone round one tackle. He can't go round the second, and the ball runs over the goal line for a goal kick to Switzerland. And the defender there just kicking the ball a little further away against the hoardings, and the referee coming over and having a word, telling him to get on with the game. And still those two Swiss substitutes warming up. It may well be that Paul Wolfisberg, who's only recently took over the Swiss side, is incidentally the fourth manager that Switzerland have had in 4.5 years. They're switching them around here like confetti. As Burgener, through great din and noise all around, takes the goal kick. It's cut out by Sansom, and Sansom runs it over the line. And it's a throw into Switzerland. And we've got now 8 minutes to go here in a match that is absolutely vital for England's World Cup hopes, and vital surely for the future of Ron Greenwood, the manager. He sits impassive as he always is, immediately below us, just wondering if his side can bring something, just 1 point. That would be something. Wilkins finds Keegan, finds Barnes. Barnes goes around the defender. He's doing well there, Barnes. He can't get round the second one. The ball is cleared. I thought for a moment it was going to go over the line for a corner. It can't. Barnes comes back to challenge. The challenge isn't strong enough, though. The ball finds Elsner. Elsner plays a square ball, looking for Botteron. And in the end, Robson, as he was falling, hit the ball forward. And Burgener is able to collect quite easily. And we've got now 7 minutes to go, Dennis.
Yes, and I'm just saying, regarding Peter Barnes, in a game like this, you need sort of 5 or 10 minutes to even get involved in the game itself, and they need that extra 10 or 15 minutes to try and do something. Coming on with minutes to go is very difficult, and of course everybody expecting to do something. They're knocking the ball out to him, but Peter, to me, just a little bit too late.
7.5 minutes to go here as the ball is back with Ray Clements, England's goalkeeper. A long kick from him deep inside the Swiss half. Headed away well, though, once more by Ludi, who's marking tightly on Keegan. Ball played forward. It's too long and it's too far, and Keegan can't get that one. And there's plenty of time for Eric Burgener, the goalkeeper. Again taking time, drops the ball down. And the electronic scoreboard says 38 minutes and 44 seconds have gone in the second half. And Switzerland lead by 2-1. And Kenny Sansom, deep inside his own half, just touched the ball back to Ray Clements, who had such a marvellous time with Liverpool last week when they won the European Cup in Paris. At the moment, not looking quite so good, though, for England. 2-1 down, but they're fighting and they're fighting. But a long ball is played deep inside the England half, and Clements has come 10 yards outside his penalty area. And he plays the ball wide, and Sansom has a look, and then he plays it down the line. It's a bad ball, and it's cut out once more by Switzerland. And there again is Barberis going on a run. And Barberis cuts the ball back to Botteron, and Botteron goes for a good tackle coming in, though, by Koppel. And he leaves the ball to Wilkins, and then Koppel comes up and takes it from Wilkins, and Koppel strikes the ball far side. Mariner is waiting for it. We've got now 6 minutes to go here. England 2-1 down. Mills in possession. Plays the ball wide to Koppel. Koppel in the outside right position. Oh dear, dear. It's a bad ball for Koppel this time. Normally so good. And we're going to get one of the first substitutes certainly coming on. And it's Ernie Meissen who will come on. I think a number 14 card is being held up. Just see in a moment who's going to be taken off. And Rudy Elster looks as if the man is number 11 there. Again, the linesman having a look at the substitute. The referee hasn't seen it yet. And the linesman inspecting Meissen's studs. And if he did come on, and he is going to come on, there'll be a great roar because he's the local man. He's the one man in the Swiss side from Basle. So he'll get a cheer. The referee has seen it. So Rudy Elster, and listen to the cheers. Obviously for Elster himself, who's done so well, but certainly for Meissen, who will now win his 10th cap for Switzerland. Even although there are only now 4.5 minutes to go. So Meissen goes on for Switzerland. Elster comes off. And England have got 4 minutes to rescue something from this. 2-1 down. And we're back in play. Barberis inside the centre circle. Tries to burst through. Can't. There's time there for Robson, who's now playing alongside Osborne at the back since Watson was taken off. And Mills is going on a run for England. Far side down the right. Turns the ball to Koppel. And Koppel was surely obstructed by the defender. Indeed he is. So it'll be a free kick to England. Little less than 4 minutes to go. Switzerland 2, England 1, and Koppel, who is impeded, will take the free kick himself. A packed England penalty area. Koppel with the cross, little flick back header on to Mariner. Mariner tries an overhead kick, the ball still inside the Swiss penalty area. Barnes comes back to battle for it. Barnes has got it, but he's got to turn his defender. I don't think he can do that. In fact, he has to turn away from the defender, and in the end he's lost it. And Butler tries to pick the ball up, and Butler is, well, Butler was, the referee said, was fouled there by Robson. Again, I was trying to think that was a good firm tackle, but the referee had no doubt. And we've got now 3 minutes to go. And remember, since Switzerland were beaten 2-1 at Wembley in the autumn, they've had a disastrous tour of South America, 3 heavy defeats. And then the new manager took over. And they beat Czechoslovakia 1-0 in a friendly, and they drew 2-2 here with Hungary. So they're not a bad side, but England would not have expected to get nothing at all out of this Basle night. The ball inside the centre circle. Mariner comes back to battle, but he's lost it. That was rather a half-hearted attempt, really, by what looked like a tired player. The ball on the halfway line, Butler on, and he plays it back to Verli, and Verli will take time, and he finds Barberis, and Barberis just cuts the ball infield to Butler on, and Butler on plays the ball wide, and again Switzerland pick it up, and England are under pressure. Ball laid square, Barnes has gone back to tackle, and in the end the loose ball is picked up by Clements, who comes a long way off his line. We've got now a little more than 2 minutes to go. Here comes Peter Barnes on the halfway line. Chest to check his stride. Goes away from the second defender, but has to play the ball back to Wilkins. Just listen to the noise here. Robson inside the centre circle. Square to Sansom. Sansom cuts the ball forward, and Keegan will run. And Ludi is there, and the ball goes over the line, and Keegan again complaining he's been impeded. And it looks as if Switzerland are going to make their second substitution in the last 2 minutes. And we'll just see who's going to go on. And it'll be Vega, who plays the young boys of Bern. He's going to go on for the last 2 minutes. And thank you very much, Alan Parry, spotting that it's Herbert Herrmann who's come off. So the second Swiss substitute comes on for what is now the last minute and a half of this game. And it doesn't look as if England are going to get any result here. Remember, they've not scored in 4 matches, but at least they scored a goal tonight, but I doubt it's going to be enough. So cheers for the substitute, Weber coming on. And we've got now a minute to go in England's favour. The shot comes in, and it's punched away by the Swiss goalkeeper, and finally cleared. And Robson hit that one from all of 25 yards. The goalkeeper did well to touch it, but it's Barberis who picks the ball up. And Barberis has got round 2 defenders, but the ball breaks to Mills. We're now with 10 seconds to go. McDermott, scorer of England's goal, finds Koppel. 5 seconds to go. 2 seconds to go. England still in possession. The crowd are going mad here. We're now in injury time, and it's handball, which I don't think the players heard the whistle. Sulzer clearly put the ball down with his hand. We're now into injury time, and the crowd know it because there's a big electronic clock to our left. England, this could be their last shot, and Mills takes the free kick, and it's a bad one. And Burgener picks it out of the air. This could be defeat for England. It could be the end of the World Cup for England here. We're now 35 seconds into injury time, and all the photographers are around Ron Greenwood, and the England staff below us. Switzerland are going to win here. We're now almost a minute into injury time. In the next second, there'll be a big explosion of noise. They won't have heard in Basle for years and years. Clements with a kick deep inside the Swiss half. It's headed away by Verli, but Mills picked it up. That's it! And England here have been beaten. Wild scenes of delight. The Swiss training staff and their new manager Paul Wolfisberg run onto the pitch. 1 or 2 supporters I see coming on as well. And the England players look so dejected. I see a couple of players exchanging jerseys, but they look totally dejected. 2 difficult matches, as Denis Law was saying earlier. All matches away from home at international level are difficult. but anybody in his right mind would have suggested that this would certainly be the easier of the two games, with Hungary to come in Budapest next Saturday.